Hello and welcome to BonBonB's What Map for City Skylines. There are well over 20,000 maps on the workshop now, and so choosing the right one for your new city is a huge task. So every Wednesday and Saturday we'll review a few and hopefully find you the right one for your next build. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to episode 27 of What Map. Now don't forget to comment, like and subscribe because we are growing faster than ever before. I kid you not. We are absolutely rocketing along. Not quite viral. Now, speaking of rocketing along, here we are rocketing along the sea looking for land. Now, I'm pretty sure there's land on this map. Let's do a quick, just scanning the... Where did the land go? What? Hang on, there is some here. Let's go to the satellite view, shall we? There it is. Tao Atoll by JC. Now, this is the smallest map we have ever reviewed on What Map. There's your resources. Not much to see there. Now, I've got one little problem with it, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. Other than that, it's a lovely little map. There we go. Let's go and zoom in on that little bit of land that's jutting out of the sea. Now, there's a lot of atolls appearing on the workshop at the moment, thanks to the popularity of Sinu. This is not the worst by a long chalk. Let's look at the shipping. There's your shipping, lots of shipping routes. Obviously no highway or rail connections, but there is an air connection, so you can find the room to put down an airport. Obviously probably a bit of land reclamation to be able to do that. But yes, there is not really much to work with, if I'm honest with you. The detailing, though, is gorgeous. Absolutely, look at the rocks. Absolutely beautiful. Now, my main problem with this is having subscribed to all the assets, I don't appear to have got them. Now, here we are. These are the trees that have loaded. Now, I have subscribed to everything. And the thumbnails on the workshop are glorious and gloriously tropical. And this just looks like something, well, very temperate, to be honest with you. That said, still love the map, regardless of whether the right trees are in there or not. We've got a couple of lovely little ponds. Beautiful colouring in those ponds as well. And the use of the rocks is excellent. So many people use the rocks badly, and this is not one of those maps. This strip of green here, well, the tide seems to be settling at the moment. There'll be a bit more green down there in a minute. We'll have another look as the tide settles down. These islands are very difficult to do anything with whatsoever. Maybe stick your mansion on one of those, possibly. These rocky outcrops, possibly the use for the essential lighthouse, maybe. There's no essential lighthouse. It'd be nice to see one. And it'd be nice to put it down ourselves. Thank you, JC, for leaving us the opportunity. This island here is very flat, lots of room for building, but once you put down your dock... Where's the dock? There it is. That's your freight dock. Honestly, I don't think we'll be doing much freight from here. Let's try passenger. Let the people come to the island. Now, once you put down your passenger dock, look. Hardly room to build anything. It's not a bad thing, it's a challenging thing, and I like it. I like it a lot. Tiny. Oh, sorry, somebody got shot in the background there. I think it's possibly just a crisp packet exploding. Crisp packet? Speak clearly, thank you. Oh, chip packet if you're in America, sorry. Anyway, yes, I'm warbling. This is beautiful though. And as see, we've got a little bit more green on this this little ridge here as the sea has settled in the simulation a little bit. Like it. Once again, use of those rocks absolutely spot on. So yes, Tao Atoll by JC. What more can I say about this, really? This is definitely one of the better atolls on the workshop, and I quite fancy giving this one a go myself. Very nice. Just wondering what happened to all the palm trees and tropical trees and plants. I don't know. Next up, it's Realistic UK Portsmouth by Moog registered. What a great name, Portsmouth. I kid you, no, Moog, great name. There's your resources. That works fine for me. Now, before we go any further, I need to confess I had custom map theme problems. The Britannia map theme didn't load properly for me. That said, the overall effect of the map looked fine, so I'm happy to roll with it and show you it. Now, those of you that have followed the series will know that I live in the south of England, and I actually know this road. I've driven down it many times, and do you know what? It's actually, they say realistic UK. I'm going to give it, I'm going to give it. It's not spot on. There are a few more hills either side of this, but you know what? I'm going to give that. Realistic enough. I will accept. I mean, the junctions, the intersections are there. One of them's missing that I actually use more often than the others. But that said, we all know in City Skylines you can't put in every single detail. It's not possible. So just to make an operational city, you put in what you need to. And of course, if I was to play this, I would mind bridge. I would certainly put in that junction myself. But anyway, the roads are pretty good. The rail's pretty good too, if I'm honest with you. The line stays fairly level all the way along. I've got no grumbles about this at all. And what can I tell you about Portsmouth? It used to have an airport. It did. But that was closed back in, I think, about 1970 or thereabouts because of air disasters. Oh, this bit of rail here, I think I would have levelled that. I think. Pretty sure I would have, actually. But anyway, yes, so that was shut years ago. I'm sure you could put your own airport in, but honestly, there isn't one there, so hey. Right, what else? Portsmouth. It's where Christopher Columbus set sail for the Americas, and it's also where Apollo 11 took off to for the first moon landing. Oh, hang on. No, I've got those facts wrong. I apologise. It's the home of the British Royal Navy. I'm sorry about that. How could I make such a glaring error? Because I was trying to be funny? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll have to stop that, obviously. So anyway, the rail, it enters the island, because Portsmouth is an island separated by a narrow channel there. And this is actually a terminus. The rail does actually stop in the middle of the city, so this is accurate again. And Portsmouth Harbour Railway Station. Now Portsmouth, like I say, it's an island, and it's quite a marshy area. Here's the harbour, and all the freight comes in here. There. Love this intersection. It looks right to me. Looks right not just in real life, but actually as a game aspect. It works for me. And I like it. And I've said that already. What should we be looking at? Yes, the marshlands. This is true. There are a few dotted muddy islands in the middle of the harbour. And then the river. Now the river I'm not sold on. First we've got some drowned trees. Seems to be a thing with rivers. Drowned trees. And yes, I know there's a river. I can't remember what it's called, but there is a river. I'm just not sold on this. We've got, first of all, higgledy-piggledy banks there. Not the best there. The rest of it's pretty good. Fairly low banks. Winding its way down to the Solent. And, it's not bad. It's not bad. The fields, there are lots of fields. And this is fairly accurate. On the side of the downs, sloping down towards the sea. However, north of those fields, we've got this. And this is not correct. It's not right. This is more alien. This is more No Man's Sky than City Skylines. Not too happy about those. So basically everything to the right of those trees is poor. Everything to the left, quite happy with. Just one more thing I think we need to take a look at, and that's this lump of land over here. This is the Isle of Wight. And I think actually probably about Ryde there. Those cliffs are way too high. If you were to stand here and look out, the Isle of Wight would be pretty much level to the horizon. So, hey, it's nice to see it in there though. It's nice to see it as an added feature. Yes, so we've got fields and lots of water and a working harbour. Moog has done an absolutely glorious job here, if I'm honest with you, in terms of accuracy, as long as you stay south of those fields. Personally, I'd probably go up and level those hills out a little bit in the background and do something, maybe add a little bit of extra foliage up there. But honestly, realistic UK Portsmouth, I'd give that, you know. I'd bow to that. And finally, it's Owl's Bandit's Nest by Owl. Now, Owl has had the seal of approval on 2 separate occasions so far, and he maintains the standard again. So anyway, let's have a look at those resources. Now, this looks organic. It's like veins. It is purely for aesthetics, but we'll go down and have a proper look, shall we? And I'm telling you, this is almost as close to perfection you're going to get in a map. First of all, look at the roads. They are equidistant all the way along. They're not varying at all, and they're flat. They're not, we're not undulating, we're not bumping and lumping about. This feels like a real road, as good as the roads were in Portsmouth. This has gone up to another division. It's lovely. Now, what we'll do is we will come off the freeway, because that just follows off into the fog in the distance, and we'll come in here. And there's a bit of a ring road going on around here, going around this central lake type thing, and we will follow this around and we'll head to the suspension bridge. And let's check this bridge. Can you floor that? I can't. Perfect. And then around a couple of roundabouts and winding back round towards, loving this, lots of traffic, tunnel that goes under the rail, and then up onto the freeway, and this winds off once again. Now look at the terraforming on this hill. That is deliberate. It's to prevent landslides onto the road, and that is absolutely brilliant work from Al, who's obviously looked at that and tapered it in correctly. I just can't fault it. It's quality upon quality upon quality. Anyway, we head off into the fog. Now what's next? The rail. Of course, the rail. Now, you thought the roads were good. The rail is at any single climb here that a train could not deal with. Well, this is flat. And it's flat. And hang on, we've got a bit of a drop off in the land here. And look, that is how it would be. Cannot fault that. And again, and we've got a slight bankment here. And then that, just look, tunnels underneath. The rail stays spot on level. That's perfect. And again, another little bridge type affair. Another minor embankments. Another little bridge going on there, just across that valley. Spot on. And again, through a small cutting and another cutting here. I mean, it's just absolute genius. Oh, don't use that word very often when I'm not talking about myself. Okay, the river. Waited for you guys to slap your heads then. Oh, what's he on about? Now, if there's a problem, it's this. This is, I think, supposed to be an island, and it's flooded. Now, it could be if I left the simulation running a bit longer, that might unflood, but is knowing how long to leave it. I couldn't leave it running all night. But yeah, the banks are really level and low, and this just tapers around, winds around, feeds down. It's a slow water flow going on here, but it is moving, and we are going downstream here. Look at that little inlet there. Obviously there used to be a little feeder river coming down the side from the valley there. And now here's another one of those islands, but this one isn't flooded. So I think the first place was supposed to look like that. Another little island in here. and then off towards the suspension bridge, which we've already agreed is perfect. And then we'll just feed on and on. This river goes on for an eternity. Considering the size of the map, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, I don't know what to say really. Can't give it enough credit. And there's another island and another suspension bridge. Little feeder once again. Obviously used to be rivers here. You can actually see the soil markings, which is done with the resources, but you know, shrug my shoulders. People do that a lot. What can we do? What can we do? Apart from shout at the developers to give us more tools. We want more tools. Look at this. Now this I would have thought would be wider because this is where the water is tapering out, but hey. And then we've got hills, and these hills are usable. I mean, just usable. You can build on these, or you can use them as backdrop, whichever. It's a glorious, beautifully glorious map, and I love it. It gets my seal of approval. Third one up there for round. Love it. So don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. I'm along every Wednesday and Saturday, and I've also got a best of on Thursdays as well, so join me for the best of what map then. And that's it from today. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.